I'm Casey and I identify as pansexual. Pansexual is a more inclusive term for bisexual, so it includes the trans community rather than just male or female. I was 11 or 12 when I first came out, and before then I'd always kind of knew that I liked girls or I liked other genders, but it was never a big thing to me. It wasn't really something that I told people or that I knew ever since I was a kid. And then when I turned 11, obviously as kids grow up they start to say things, you hear a lot more about that kind of side of it, and so I thought I'd come out. I came out to my mum because I'm quite close with her. We're like best friends, and so I was really excited because I was like sharing this part of me with her that nobody else had knew before, and because she's my closest family member, so I felt like maybe it'd bring us closer together or something like that. Not too well actually. I was surprised. I figured she'd take it a lot better than she did. She wasn't like anti about it or anything. She was just a bit misunderstanding. She didn't really get it. She tried to brush it under the carpet, as it were. She didn't really understand or try to understand because it was foreign to her.
Was she angry about it?
I think she was for a while, but because I was so little she hid it from me quite well, so I couldn't really tell until I was older, and then I looked back and thought maybe she wasn't that okay with it in the start. I'd met this girl and I really fancied her, and I shared it with her. I didn't really know what pansexual was, I didn't really put a label on it, I just told her that I liked a girl, and so maybe she took that to mean as I identified as a lesbian, or because obviously I didn't understand what any of that was back then. So the first person I came out to was my mum, and she was frustrated with me because she didn't really understand, and I was so little, so obviously I didn't really get that. I didn't get why she didn't understand.
Any other family members know at that point?
My nan, who I'm also really close to, and she was much more understanding. I think she's getting there, she's trying to understand, but it's still a bit foreign to her, she doesn't really get it. I think coming out should not be a thing for young queer people in this age. I think that it should just be accepted as the norm, and a key piece of advice I'd give is think it through really well before you say anything, and tell people that you really trust before you tell maybe your less close friends. At school it's not been that great, like people have been understanding, but there's been some, you know, like awkwardness or with people who I used to be close to. Like girls just feel uncomfortable with me and boys just like to make jokes. It doesn't matter, it doesn't count on whether I'm attracted to them, on what their gender is, if that makes sense. I had a friend who was in sixth form who identified as gender fluid, and she was a lesbian, but she's left now, and there's like not really that many people in like my age that I can talk to. I can think of a few people that would want to come out, but they're just afraid. I think there definitely needs to be a better support network, especially for the younger queer people. Like reach out to them, and especially like in mixed schools, or like, I don't know, where there's both boys and girls, it can be more difficult for people to feel like they can come out. It was quite recently actually. I had no idea there was a whole LGBT, like, whole universe out there. So about a year ago I think I was on the internet and found out about the LGBT+, and I had no idea there were so many different types. Like in my brain there was just like lesbian, gay, that was it. And so in my head it was a lot harder for me to try and fit myself into a box because I didn't know there was more than one box. So having different people share their experiences online, I think that can be helpful, especially to young people who are on the internet a lot. Personally, it's always kind of been a thing for me, so it's not really a big deal for me to try and understand it or wrap my head around it, because it's just normal to me. It's other people that have got the problem with it.
And into focus. If you look down at your hands for me, that's cool. And yeah, focus. Cool.
I filmed that, guys. Ignore what she's actually saying, because I filmed that bit. You should all listen to me.
That was mine. conversations about it, preferably over cake.
Yeah, bring food and I'll gladly chat to you.
Yeah.
Hello guys, my name is Samantha Mackenzie and I'm 23 years old. When I first come out as transgender, I was 16 years old. I told my best friend that I was transgender, but it was quite funny because she just didn't take it as a surprise. She was just like, it's part of you. She knew it. She knew before I did. And it was quite cool. It was an open, lovely experience. I chose my best friend to come out because she was there at the time I needed her. She was always around me. She was supporting me. And also, it was just an euphoric moment just coming out and just telling somebody. I felt relieved as well telling her. It's good choosing her. This is the thing, I actually never physically come out as a gay person. Having been in care, it was always dragged up that, you know, are you a gay person, because of the way I behaved and the way I was hanging around with people. And I just naturally said, yes, okay, I am gay. But really, I knew that I wasn't gay. And a couple of years later, I finally figured myself out when I was living alone. I figured out that I was transgender and this is the way I wanted to be. It was amazing, you know, because it just fits, it just makes sense to me rather than saying that I am gay, because I didn't feel comfortable saying I was gay. I felt like I was lying saying that I was gay because, you know, I never felt that kind of sexual feelings towards gay men. I say that. The key piece of advice I would give to somebody that wants to come out is do it sooner than later, because it would just drag out. It would just be a big weight on your shoulder because it's part of you, it's who you are, and it's better to just come out, let it out, let people know, let the people that you love know. And if they love you, they'll support you. Like, as I explained to you off camera, that I was raised around Asian families. So, you know, it's very difficult being, apart from being straight, you know, they always look, you can't be different around people because obviously you're being brought up in around an environment that's very strict, very religious, very hard to come out genuinely. But when you're acting different, acting like playing with girls all the time, dressing up differently, you know, they ask you questions like, are you gay, are you gay? And it just keeps coming on a run. So I just ended up admitting to that, just being like, you know what, I am gay. But really I felt inside me that I wasn't gay at all. I think when I found out that I was really transgender was when I was going out with my friends, mingling with drag queens, living alone by myself as well, like feeling who I was, like becoming the real me. I realized that I wanted to be a woman, and that's how I live my life as a woman. I don't live my life as a gay person because gay association is with the same sex, and I'm not looking to live my life with a same sex person. I'm looking to live my life with an opposite sex person. So I'm a female and I feel to live with a man, and therefore it's a straight relationship. Loads of people who are like that. I know a few transgender people who don't want to be part of the LGBT because they see themselves fully fledged female, a woman. They don't see themselves ever having lived a male's life or having been associated with that. It could either be to do with something of their own, you know, memories of stuff, like they don't want to be associated with it. They just want to have a nice, clean state and just be a woman all the way, and that's how they feel to be. But me personally, I love to be part of the LGBT because, again, transgender, it's something that you need to make people aware of. Like, you know, we're not a cult, we're not trying to drag people here, we're trying to support people and help people, because there's a lot of people out there who have a lot of questions and they're still unanswered and they don't know where to go, who to go to, who to speak to. So it's good that, I don't know if it's good, but it's a 50-50 thing. Some people want it, some people don't want to be part of it. I personally have no shame of it. I'm completely part of LGBT, it's part of my blood, it's who I am. So, you know, at the end of the day, I'm going to speak about it, speak about my experiences and other people's experiences and help people, because, you know, it's a community that can help and reach out to loads of people. So it'll be good. With the term transgender, am I a transgender woman, transgender person? I don't identify myself, like, you know, unless it's a fresh start. For example, if I met you for the first time, then I might come up and be like, hi, my name is Samantha Mackenzie, I'm 23. I live like an open gender, like transgender person life. I like to be known as a female. And from then on, we just move on. She'll be calling me she wouldn't be calling me trans woman or anything like that. I don't mind. A lot of people do though. A lot of people will be quite conflicted about it. They'll be like, don't call me transgender, but I don't really have a problem with that. I do. I receive abuse all the time. Having lived my life openly, I'm expecting it, therefore I'm very strong about it. I see life as my life. The way I live my life is of no business to anybody else. You know, I live my life as I want to. I'm not interfering with your life. It ain't paying your gas, it's paying for mine. So therefore, just leave me alone and be who I want to be. It makes you a stronger person, it makes you a more philosophical person, it makes you more of a open-minded person as well, and just realize like how much strength you have within yourself to just hold it in and walk away from it all. So it's good, but at the same time it's good to know your rights, like what you can and can't do, what you can't get away with, what people can get away with. There's a lot of support out there. There's a lot of things that you know, a lot of transgender people don't know that people can't do to you. And if you look up and do your research, you'll realize that they can't get away with that, and you can really, really like pursue it, get them into court, get them sued and stuff like that, and it will work out well with you. Like, media is a really good way to do it. Like, if you have any stories, any issues, just put it on Facebook and someone will listen to it and probably like support it and share it out there. So that's good, it's cool, make you a strong person though.